camera source. Okay? Pag-click nyo yan, so you would see here, you would see that meron tayong qualities na options for synchronizing a specific point on the multi-camera sequence. Right now, we have input. See here, yung project panel, you can customize this. The key kung sino pala if you want to make this composition na mas malaki rin, you can press it and lalaki siya. Okay. Pwede rin na kapag dito kayo sa timeline, gusto nyo palakihin siya, pwede nyo palakihin siya. A way for you to maximize your okay?
Hi everyone, good afternoon to all of you. This is episode 10 of our CNA Everyday series that I have started way back. And I'm seeing a lot of you has been watching our shows, and I want to personally thank you for all of you has been hanging around with me in these sessions. And so what I'm going to try to do right now is focus now on how we can create branding with your visual elements inside of Adobe Express. Has anyone on our attendees who's been using Adobe Express? Anyone? Okay. So I'm just going to share my screens so we could start like this one. I'm just going to send some shout outs to all of our audience. Good morning, Sir Benji Magkaisa. Magandang hapon po sa inyo. Good afternoon as always. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate the time that you're spending with me to learn Adobe Express and everything Adobe, everything design, creativity. So we're just going to start with Adobe Express kasi mas madali siyang aralin for now. Hi, Aiza! I tried it. Yes. Maraming salamat, Aiza, for trying Adobe Express. And I hope, mamaya, I'm going to send a link for all of you to try Adobe Express para mas magamit nyo siya. Okay? Try to use it as much as possible para makita nyo kung paano siya mag-integrate and how fast it is to use. Lalong-lalo na kung narinig nyo yung if ever you have heard of the integration between Adobe Express and Photoshop. Okay, in the future. Hi Facebook user. Kindly give permission to StreamYard so I can acknowledge your name. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good afternoon, Mark Iturralde. And also to Ma'am Shelani Santos. Yan mga regulars natin nanonood sa CNA Everyday. So, kamusta kayo? Natuwa ba kayo sa araw-araw na pagkasama natin dito sa CNA Everyday? It's also an experiment of mine, and I want to be very transparent, very open, and very also vulnerable to all of the things that we can encounter in these sessions. And I also want to go outside of my comfort zone. That's why I'm doing this. And napapansin nyo, I'm also almost 90% of the time I'm addressing people here in the English language. So I'm also practicing. Hi everyone, thank you for being here. So let's do, as promised, we're going to build our brand visuals using Adobe Express. As you would see on my screen, I have created a fictional like restaurant that I want to build a specific look or specific branding for our target audience. So the name of the restaurant is Express Eat. Okay, because it is really coinciding with what we're trying to do here on this episode. So the name of the fictional restaurant is Express Eat. So it is a Filipino Express yummy food tagline that I want to build assets on. So how do we access the branding options inside of Adobe Express? Simply, if you go to any of the Adobe Express website, for example, this one, if I go to the top menu, or I can just always type express.adobe.com. Okay. So when I click on that, there will be a section on the left side, which is the brands. Okay. And unfortunately, if you're not a if you're not subscribed with Adobe Express, you don't have any features for this. And then hopefully, I've been asking for a consideration on Adobe. So we could also try doing the premium for all educators. Hopefully, I get some reaction on them, some of my feedback for making a better user experience for all of us. Hopefully, sana, I hope they would consider like even 30 days or 3 months. That's a big thing, right? 3 months free of premium access to Adobe Express. I hope they're listening right now. Okay, so let's go to brands. On the left side, you would see here. If you follow my mouse cursor, let's click on brands, and I click on that. This will give me access to all of my brands that I currently manage. I only have like one of them because I'm just using the Creative Nation Academy branding. I have another one which is a sample branding that I did for another demonstration. I'm just going to refresh again my screen because there are some weather interruptions in my area lately, so I cannot have like the fastest internet connection. Okay, I'm just going to close some of them, and you would see that I have created this logo using our module, the Express app, which is create logo. So what I did there is that if I check on my downloads folder, I have the following assets that I have already got, which is this one. If I click on these Express Eat logos, if you watch the previous episode, which is episode 9, I have demonstrated on how you could create easily logos inside of Adobe Express, like 5 minutes done. Okay, so here are the output. As you would see, we have like the black version of the logo, they have the normal version, and also the white version of the logo, as you would see here. And this is the JPEG version, and also some information that we have used, some of the fonts that we've used, and some of the colors that we've used inside of this logo. So it's pretty much everything that we need as we set up our branding. So let's just pretend that we have this. Let's go back to Express, and as you would see, this is my default branding that I use on my collaterals. It is indicated by the star that I have on the left side. But if you want, you can just easily manage it. For example, if I want to access this branding module that I have, let's click on the the ellipsis. Let's click on that. Let's click on make default. And if I click on that, this will enable me to make this as my default brand. But let's do that on another session or later. Let's click on create a brand. We're going to start from scratch. So you can just sit back, relax, and if you have questions, you can definitely do so. Type it in to our comments or our chat box. Let's click on create a brand. And if I click on that, this will enable me to upload photos. No, not photos. Not the icons, the colors and also the typography that I need for this type of brand. In my case, let's go and click on upload your logo. I click on that. This will enable me to send me again in my directory. Let's click on Express Eat Logos. And let's put on the transparent one, which is the natural or normal type of logo that we're going to add. Again, it's going to say it's looking good. We have already the Express Eat logo here. If you want to edit it later, we can add more logos, variations later as we publish this type of brand. And you would see that there is somehow a artificial intelligence inside of Adobe Express that will let you give a preview of what you're trying to do. For example, this one, it gives us some mock-up designs that we can definitely see how this branding is working out. Let's click on pick your color. If I click on that, let's say it has already suggested that we are using the following colors. For example, this blue and then this almost teal-like color. So let's make it the same. Let's click on save. Or I can easily add like a new shade of blue here. For example, I want to make something like this one. Let's click on save. And we have the following. Okay. And also it gives you the hexadecimal value. So everything will be almost the same in every systems that we type in this color. And then the last one would be how important is using the right fonts. So let's click on choose your font. And Adobe Express offers you thousands and thousands of fonts using Adobe fonts. So let's click on that. And you can also use the default fonts that we have here. For example, I want to use, let's say, let's make it much more bolder. Let's use the Museus Lab 1000. Let's click on that. And as you would see here, I have created something like this. Okay. And then if I click on next, this is where the magic happens. Let's click, or again, let's try to edit this and try to find some variations on this. You can also upload the fonts if you want. If you have your own custom font, you can just easily click on the plus button here. And this will also give you a way to input the actual font itself and upload it to Adobe Express. If you have a custom font that you have. In my case, I'm just using the uploaded one here, which is based from the Adobe fonts. I have chosen the Museus Lab 1000. Let's click on next. And let's name this as proper as possible. The name of our fictitious company would be Express Eat. Click on that. And let's click on create my brand. If I click on that, hang tight. We're going to create your brand. And after this, we can just create more customizations. And this will enable Adobe Express to create variations of designs that you can see. This is already workable on our end. So let's click on that. Let's check. Let's just wait for a bit because sometimes. Let's try again. I'm just going to refresh this because sometimes it doesn't stick, right? Actually, it's because of my internet connection. Okay, how are you all doing? Any questions from the audience about how to make the logo, how to make the branding? I'm open for every question that you have. I love questions, actually. I live for questions. Even my existence is a question. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, all of you. Especially, I'm just going to add this banner so everyone who wants to comment, say hi. Let's just wait for a bit because okay, so this one is already working. As you would see here, I have already created my Express Eat branding, my type of brand. For example, if I could see that I can use the fonts, I can definitely like create more logos here. I can add more colors, I can add more fonts, or the best thing about this is that you can add or invite people. How can I invite people? What are you going to do? Let's click on invite people. You can add more collaborators who you can work with and add more like what type of fonts, what type of colors, which is also based on your brand guidelines as always. Let's click on that. You can easily just type in the email address. For example, I'm just going to use my other personal email address. For example, this one, like gmail.com. Let's click on that and invite you to view. Check out our new brand to manage. Manage, if I can spell right. Let's click on invite to view. Let's click on that. So this will already give our recipient the access. Adobe will send them an email for that matter. Okay, so if I could just easily just click here again and type another name. For example, Express Eat Restaurant brand. Okay, so let's just click on that. That's how easy it is. Let's move on to editing some of this design elements. Let's click on fonts. Let's go right to left. As you would see here, in the fonts section, you can easily like customize the headline and also the body text. If I want, I can just click on that and add, like, for example, this one is a slab serif font. Let's try to add a serif font here. For example, some of them are not rendering. So let's click on Acumen Pro semi-condensed. Let's click on that. It's asking me to change the font. Yes, I do. Or again, it will also give you another suggestion if you want to upload a font that you have locally. Let's just wait for this. It's already been working. Or if you need more help or suggestions, you can just easily click on the suggested font pairings here. If I click on that, this will show me another pop-up on which I can like check what type of fonts I can just put for combination. I like this Kaluna Bold. Let's click on this. Pick this pair. I click on that. Especially, I love Proxima Nova. So let's click on that. And this has already been applied. Okay. So let's click on the close button here. Let's click on the close button. And already I have modified my fonts. If I want to add more colors on this brand, I can just like click on the plus button here and add some more custom colors. For example, I want something like a red version of this. That would be great because we're doing a restaurant theme right now. So let's click on save. And this will add the following. I also want to add more like orange one, not the brown one. I want to add more orange here and click on save. And I have another color on my variation. And based from my initial design, I want to add a blue one, which is this. Click on save. You can put lots and lots of colors here. Or if you want, you can just edit it again if you want, or make this a primary color. If I want, I can just make this as a primary color. Let's click on make primary. So this will swap this color and make this the preferred color, which is the FD0101. Updating. And already, as you would see, this is already updated. Okay, let's click on close button here. And let's try to put another logo here if I just want to add more. Let's say I can also use the suggested logo that was generated in Adobe Express. But in my case, I'm just going to click and add a white version. Excuse me. Let's click on the white version. Let's click on open. I have already uploaded the white version here. I'm seeing the red. That's why I'm saying the red one. Let's click on plus again. Let's add the black version. Let's click on open, and I already have like three variations of my photos. The normal one, or I can easily like make this as the default, or make this the primary one. Let's click on make primary, and I can make this the primary logo and everything that I do. Updating. Let's just wait for a bit. Okay, let's click the close button here. And as you would see, I can easily like create more variations of this if I want to author more like the pages inside of Adobe Express, which is I'm going to talk about on the following days on the sessions, and also customize the video themes. As you would see here, I can just create or modify some of them, and that's it. You can easily like create a brand out of here. Let's click on the back button, so we could just, this is already automatically saved, and I want to create more like more designs based from this. I'm just going to make this as the default. Let's click on that, and right now this one is the default brand. If I want, I can just delete this old one that I created. Let's click on delete brand, and all of this will be deleted. But in my case, I'm just giving you the demonstration on how to delete the brand. And actually, you can just create more brands here. Yes, this is just for pro users as always. If I could just give you access for the pro or the premium version, but this is just another way for you to save time. That's why I'm this is a premium feature that will really save you a lot of time. Okay, so let's click on that, and if I want, I could just go to my brand here. Let's click on manage. Let's click on that, and let's try and create like versions of this design from the base from the theme. Let's click on the home, and let's say I just want to create like a Instagram post based from my design. Let's click on, I can just add a template here. For example, let's add a template. Let's search for a template about restaurants. Click on that. The great thing about this is when I choose a template, I can easily like swap all of this designs using my branding. So let's click on the, for example, this one, or I'm trying to find a much more better or suitable one. Okay, let's try. Okay, this one. I think this one looks good. Let's click on this one, and this will send me to Adobe Express, on which template will be open. And the next thing that I'm going to do is add or apply the actual branding for this design using my brand colors, using my typography, using my fonts, using my logo. You can easily like use the trial version for this. I'm going to give you the link for that if you want to get on the trial, which is like 30 days. Just give me a second for that. I'm just going to paste it on our chat box. If you want to check on how you could get Adobe Creative Cloud, let's wait for a minute. Let's go to StreamYard and let's type it here. Okay, I'm just going to paste this link for you to check on the plans for using Adobe Creative Cloud Express or Adobe Express. So as you would see here, let's close this text panel and go to our colors. Let's click on that. And then you can use the design and use apply brand here. Okay? The great thing about this is that you can easily shuffle some of your design logos. Let's click on logo. Let's click on that, will enable you to apply the brand. Okay, so what I'm doing right here is that I'm going to delete some of them, or I'm just going to add more copy here. Let's click on This one is already grouped, so let's ungroup this. And if I want, I could just type in some text that would entice my audience, like Filipino food. I can spell right. My input is a bit like, okay. Let's click on the restaurant name. So we can change it, ungroup it again. Let's double click on the restaurant. Say Filipino food made the right way. And then you can easily like move your logo, which is already been applied on the lower right lower right position. I can just easily like switch and drag this to a front here. I can easily like change the font color. Like for example, if I want, I can just make this white so that it would like stand out. It's a bit lagging because it gives us like font recommendations on the back end. Let's click on the white. And then let's go to the Filipino food text and change it again also to white. Let's click on that. Let's click on the white one. Or I can easily change this to another color, another version of my design. And just change some settings here on the text. Let's click on that. Let's make this like longer. It's longer here. Let's drag it here in the center. And then let's change the font, which is, what did I use? It's Proxima Nova. Where is my font? My actual font, which is still loading. Okay, I'm just going to exit out of that and let's make this bigger. Drag it here. Probably like put it on almost the midsection. Make this bigger. And make this white. For example, if I want, I could just edit the logo and replace it with another logo that I have created, which is this one. Let's click on that. This will automatically swap out the logo. Let's go back to the photo and let's add more like any variations of this, like this one. Okay, let's make this like washed out. And then after this will enable you to just create much more better designs using the logos properly integrated into your Adobe Express brands. Okay, so let's download this, and like you can also like start to schedule this on your social media. If I click on that, you can also click the share button, and this will open the content scheduler inside of Adobe Express, one of the new features inside of it. In my case, I have like lots and lots of content that I'm going to try to post. I'm just going to exit out of this, so you would see that there are the following choices. I can just post this on my Facebook account, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I can put captions on this and schedule it on a specific time and date here. And as you would see, I have lots and lots of scheduled posts each and every day. Okay, so that's how easy it is for you to create like great brands, great designs that you want to integrate inside of Adobe Express using the brands feature. So let's go back here and let's go to brands. That's how easy it is. Okay. So if you have questions about how we can use Adobe Express using brands, kindly comment down below. I know this is a pro feature or a premium feature, and hopefully they would give us an access on this features like for the trial. Kindly check the trial link I have given to all of you in the chat box so you could see how this would fit into your workflow. Again, I'm just going to plug some activities that we're going to have in the following days. We have the following live events. I have successfully like finished the session for the intermediate training for Adobe Lightroom. This happened like November 10. The next one is together with my guest speakers, which is Miss MJ Soriano for Social Media for Education, happening this November 16 to 4 p.m. The next one would be another Adobe Express session with Jemary Bocalbos, our CNA trainer, happening on November 19th. It's a weekend, so I expect that some of you would be here, and I'm right now very appreciative of all of you has been watching this session. And the last one for November, and hopefully I have more things to just say out loud right now. The Get Started Adobe Animate for Educators Part 3 with our guest speaker, Sir Ronel Pabico, happening on November 26th. So if you want to register, kindly go to this link. I'm just going to copy and paste this for all of you to see. Copy and paste. Okay, I'm just going to close this. Save. Yes, Sir Benji. If your certificate is not yet given on the November 10, kindly message me via email, and I will like in a heartbeat. I'm going to send you the certificate. Okay. Okay, so that wraps up our session for CNA Everyday. As you know, CNA Everyday is like 30-minute conversation with all of you. It's more focused on specific tips and techniques that I want to share on how you could boost your productivity, use Adobe Express, and apply into your real world projects. This has been Rollan Bañez. Thank you for having me on this session and listening to my demonstrations, and I hope to see you tomorrow for Adobe Express page. We're going to create lots and lots of landing pages for tomorrow. So I hope to see you again at the same time, 4 p.m. Stay safe, God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.